It's the month of May, but before we head to Indianapolis, we have a race to talk about from Barber Motorsports Park. Let's get into it. Hello, hello. I'm Alex. Welcome back to 4 Laps here on ATYL Media. I wasn't here for Long Beach. I had some things going on with work, so I wasn't able to make an episode. But we're back for Barber and the month of May. Here on 4 Laps, what we're going to briefly talk about the IndyCar race at Barber in 4 quick segments, or as we call them here, laps. So let's get right into it with lap number 1. We've only had one caution flag this year, and that was on the very first lap of the entire season at St. Pete. We are now 300 laps consecutive of green flag racing. And to top that off, Alex Palou has won 3 of the first 4 races of the season. Kyle Kirkwood, of course, being the other winner at Long Beach. Alex Palou won this race in dominant fashion with a 16-second win over Christian Lundgaard, who finished second. Rinus VK, who finished 4th in this race for Dale Coyne Racing. That's a very impressive run for him and that team. And also a pretty good tryout if he wants to get a bigger ride for next year. He will settle for 4th. He should be very happy with that. Now let's get into lap 2. Fox Sports, this is of course their debut season for the IndyCar series, and I have mixed feelings on it. We've talked about this before. My biggest frustration with them today was they were not showing tire compounds or push to pass consistently throughout this race. This is their 4th race. They've had time. They've had a lot of off time in between races to figure out how to do this the way they'd like to. They still haven't figured it out. It is May. This is getting to be unacceptable at this point that we do not have tire compounds on screen. This is a big tire strategy race, and if you're just a casual fan or just casually watching or watching while you're doing something else, you have no way of knowing what happened in this race because Fox was not showing you what was happening. For me, this is unacceptable, and they need to get their act together. If you're going to cover IndyCar, you need to be able to cover tire strategy, tire management, and the push to pass. And they just have not done that. If they do show it, they'll flash push to pass or the tire compounds on screen for like half a second and then it'll go away. It's ridiculous. This needs to be figured out ASAP. And I'm fearful that they're not going to because they've had so much time to figure this out. They had a whole model of what NBC Sports had. Yet here we are in the month of May, and they're doing below the bare minimum, in my opinion. Lap 3 is presented by Happy Hour Racing. You can find shirts, hats, and more at happyhourracing.com. They are a proud sponsor of ATYL Media. Thank you, Happy Hour Racing. Now let's talk about the move of the race. That's my focus for lap 3, and that's Christian Lundgaard getting by Scott McLaughlin for the eventual P2 finish in this race. Christian Lundgaard's been really remarkable in his short time at Arrow McLaren. And I just got to say, this is nothing against Kiffin Simpson. I think Simpson's great, and he's learning pretty good. He's shown improvement this year. But man, I would be very curious to see what Christian Lundgaard could do at Ganassi in that 8 car. He's just been so impressive to me, and I would love to see him at a Ganassi. I would be very curious to see if he could go toe-to-toe with Alex Palou in equal equipment. I think that'd be quite the show, but despite that, he has been very impressive in that 3rd McLaren. That car, they said on the broadcast that it's only had 4 podiums, and now 3 of them are Christian Lundgaard. I believe that's what they were saying. That's crazy. That is so cool that Christian Lundgaard just jumped in this car and got it right away. Very impressed with Christian Lundgaard this season. Now let's get into lap 4. This race wasn't the best Barber Motorsports Park race that I have ever seen. Not far from it, to be honest. I do believe the hybrid system is holding this car back and the racing back. It's very frustrating. And that's not to say that a whole bunch of green flag laps is bad by any means, but in the past, we've had fantastic races here at Barber and other tracks. Just a year or 2 ago, we had that battle, race-long battle between Scott McLaughlin and Romain Grosjean, and we just did not see that. We had this one battle with Joseph Newgarden, Nolan Siegel, and Marcus Armstrong, but that to me kind of seemed like they were just kind of stuck in line and they couldn't pass each other. The the one highlight of this race, as I said earlier, was the Christian Lundgaard pass for P2. But other than that, nothing was really happening. And it's disappointing, to say the least. But with that, next week is the Indianapolis road course. I will not be watching as I'm going to be at the NASCAR event, NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway. But I still intend and hope to have some content out for you guys next week, shifting more toward the month of May and the Indianapolis 500. Hoping to get some content out for that, catch up on all the testing that happened a few weeks ago, and everything like that. And you can hear more from me on this race and other races this weekend, or in past races or future races on the Gay Racing Podcast. You can follow ATYL Media right here on YouTube. You can follow ATYL Media on all the platforms. And with that, we'll see you all next week. Bye bye.